So let's start, let's do a practice of review. So start by arriving at the present moment, which is the practice of practices, the Easter of Easters. You know, there's millions of people, you know, how many, you know, hundreds of millions of people, you know, celebrating Easter today. But, and it's not a criticism, it's just an observation, how many of them are actually celebrating the Easter of wakeful awareness in the present moment? You know, that's really the resurrection. The resurrection of Jesus is beautiful and it's meaningful and it's you know, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. But what about your own resurrection in this very present moment, connecting to your wakeful awareness? I am here. From distraction, which is the death, to resurrection, which is, oh, I am here, this is my awareness, this is me. And then naturally within that awareness of being, we start by, or we continue by connecting to our personal motivation. Oh, we have a life, we're awake in this life, what do I want to do with this life? This is my life, you know. So then that connects you with your personal motivation for the practice. Is there something you want to heal? Is there something you want to accomplish? Whatever it is. So take a moment. And this is all happening in the intimacy of your own awareness. So just enjoy yourself, relish yourself. Do not create a motivation that is just for surviving. You know? You don't need to practice for surviving, practice for thriving. So then you can resurrect the whole world, not just yourself. And then in page 10, the altruistic motivation. Altruistic means something that is also for others, that includes others. You know? I'm going to practice healing meditation. I'm going to do this practice to benefit both myself and all other sentient beings without exception. May my practice generate an infinite ripple of healing, well-being, and awakening across all time and space. May the illnesses of all beings be healed, and may they never occur again. May my practice bring joy and clarity to all beings, helping all of us become aware of our perfect essence. May we have the courage to recognize the same perfect essence within everyone and everything. May this recognition awaken healing, joy, peace, and love within each of us throughout all of existence. So this includes everything that was, that is, that will be, everyone, all situations. Within all of it, we awaken this beautiful, joyful, loving heart. That can embrace everything that comes, everything that manifests, what we relish, what we, you know, what makes us feel challenged, everything comes, and we welcome it. And then we just deal with it, you know, appropriately. But deep from our heart, we say, oh, the minds of all sentient beings are one, because there's one life. And we input this determination to thrive in joy. And then within that motivation, we keep bringing layers and layers of our awareness deeper. Okay, it's this beautiful foreplay from the denser aspects and more individualized aspects to the more collective aspects, and then to the aspects of oneness when there's not even this sense of collectivity, there's just this union, this oneness. So we do that now through the alternated nostril breathing. So at your own pace, block the right, inhale through the left, and then reverse to exhale 3 times. And it's not something that is, again, automatically, something that is, you just let your body and your breath guide the rhythm. Breathing in the breath of life, and letting go of any stale energy, any stress, any tension. And then at your own pace, switching sides, now blocking the left and inhaling through the right. Very aware of breathing in the breath of life, of flooding yourself with the breath of life. And noticing how the mind starts becoming very calm. Allowing that calmness to gently just expand. And now at your own pace, inhaling through both nostrils into the brain, and letting the breath go down into below the navel. Holding the breath there for a moment, and then with awareness, just letting the breath go out the center of the body, into the crown and out the crown. And feeling how with the next inhalation there's this beautiful almost rain of golden light that just surrounds you and fills you. So repeat this 2 more times at your own pace, inhaling into the brain through both nostrils, down the sides of the spine to below the navel, and up and out the center of the body, out the crown. And feeling this beautiful light expanding around you, inside of you, as it descends from the sun that we are starting to create above the head. Visualize for the healing smile that will come next. So inhale 1/3 time into the brain, down the spine, below the navel. Hold the breath comfortably at your own pace, and then exhale through the center, and to the crown, and out the crown. And again, from above the head, this beautiful shower, this beautiful expansion of healing light. Very soothing, very enlivening. I don't know if you would say something that gives you life. Something that makes you feel like, wow, I really enjoy myself. This is beautiful. It's funny how, I see my kids outside, sometimes they're playing by themselves. And, kids have this nature, like they are able to enjoy them by themselves. There's no guilt. There's like, they're just happy playing there, kicking a rock, whatever, And often as we age, we almost suppress that ability of just relishing ourselves. So the idea of this whole connecting with the central channel is just connecting with this energy that is there, that is very fresh, and that knows no past and knows no future. It's like this relishing now. There's no guilt, there's no regrets, there's no worries for the future. It's just very moment. This is the resurrection. This is the Easter. Remember, Jesus is very beautiful. He says, let the dead bury the dead. The past is gone, the future never came. Oh, this beautiful moment. Every moment, a fresh new beginning. So this completes the preliminaries, which obviously you can see that this is a whole practice on its own, so you could just rest here for a few minutes. But because we keep addressing different aspects, so now we expand this same practice with a healing smile. So we smile down deep into the earth. So from the heart into the abdomen, down the legs, and out our feet, we visualize these beautiful roots going deep down into the earth and then spreading wide to ground us. This is a very necessary practice of grounding for most of us in this, very fast technology world, where we rarely actually, we have to make a big effort to touch the ground, because we even most of the time wear plastic shoes, and so this actually establishes and reestablishes this connection. And then from the center of the earth, we feel this beautiful ascending love that goes into our heart and that surrounds us, and then keeps growing into our crown, and we send this beautiful smile of gratitude to this sun above the head. If you want to make it very beautiful, you can above, when your arms reach, where your arms reach high, you can visualize a beautiful flower, flat, and then the sun is above, this beautiful sun. If you're doing a Tara practice, you could visualize Tara there, or you could visualize Mother Mary, you could visualize, Jesus. You could visualize anything that works for you. The important thing is, like, there's this experience of this beautiful source of light above the head that receives our smile, and it expands towards the front, towards the back, towards the sides. It just surrounds us with this beautiful light. And the vibration rings this almost this sound saying, life is infinitely abundant, life is beautiful, the world is infinitely abundant, the universe is infinitely abundant. And that vibration just spreads, that light spreads through your room, through your house, through your city, through the world, through the universe, to all creation. And the world, instead of being a difficult, challenging, threatening place, becomes a pure land, a beautiful place, with contrast and with challenges and with situations that are provide a lot of contrast, yeah, between what we enjoy and what we find horrible. But that's all part of this beautiful light. It's part of this beautiful light. You know, growing up in Spain, a lot of the churches have these images of Jesus, you know, like all these Baroque images, you know, where he's with all these crowns of spines and bleeding and stabbed, and you know, Mother Mary's holding him crying, and you know, like all these knives stabbed everywhere, you know. So we grew up unconsciously, but being trained, you know, to find the divine even in the most horrible situations. Growing up was so scary to go to these churches. But the light is beautifully shining around you in all directions, you know, surrounding you. And you direct the light in any project that you're working on, or anything that you know, you want to direct a bit of extra juice of this healing creative light. This is a very good way to create like feng shui around your house. You know, you visualize this every day, in the morning and night. You visualize this beautiful light surrounding you, your property, extending into your neighbors, to your neighborhood. And then the light keeps descending, so you smile again to this beautiful sun above the head, and now the light keeps descending, but it keeps closer to your body, so now it's more like a beautiful shower. So imagine you're in the most exquisite, delightful shower of this healing mist, this beautiful healing nectar, the perfect temperature, whatever you prefer, temperature, whatever works for you. And this beautiful texture is just delightful. And it's falling through your crown, into your face, into the neck, softening all the muscles of the face, the muscles of the neck and the shoulders, you know. Softening all the tensions that we carry from, you know, weird positions, from driving, from you know, inappropriate pillows, you know, from, you know, sitting there in the couch watching, binging TV in weird positions, you know, whatever you do, okay, that causes tension. So all these being softened, you know, the chest, the back, there's this beautiful showering of light. And down the arms, especially relaxing the arms, the forearms, the wrists, the fingers, you know. And then the chest, the abdomen, the back, the mid-back, the low back, the glutes, you know, the genital area outside, the thighs, down to the calves, down to the feet. So there's this sensation, the body naturally relaxes. It's common, you know, somebody was mentioning, you know, several people actually mentioned that when they do this practice, they feel some warmth sometimes, you know. So that's a very good indication. That means that actually the body is relaxing, and naturally the blood flow is improving, and therefore the channels are flowing better. So this is sensation of the chi, of the energy. So that means that the practice is taking effect. And with this light comes this love for the body. You know, we have so many, all these I don't know if you say in English, complexes, like, you know, you think, oh, my body's this or my body's that, or, you know, I'm too skinny or I'm too fat, or, you know, my nose is too big or too small, or, you know, anything, you know, you get the point. You know, I have this, you know, scar here, whatever it is, you know, that you think of. And yet the body is beautiful. The body is the most precious guest house to carry our spirit, you know. So with this practice, we're actually smiling to the outside, to the shell almost of the body, to the skin, you know, the outer muscles, the superficial muscles, and saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are beautiful. I love you. Every single cell, I appreciate. And that's an incredible resurrection. That's an incredible Easter here, you know, because very often we are so self-critical. So this is totally the opposite. This is like this beautiful embrace this healing light that is your awareness through your body. And then the light now becomes even more precise, and comes into the crown, and it's gonna heal. It's gonna bring all this healing smile through the body. So inside of the body, so the healing smile, the light comes into the brain, and you smile into the brain. You could get as specific as you want, or as you need to, but basically first smile to the right side of the brain, and then the left side of the brain. Just saying thank you for all this incredible amount of processes that are happening every second. Visualize the light, keeping the brain very healthy, helping all the microcirculation of the brain being very clear, very fresh. Smiling into the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, there in the center of the head. And then the smile and this beautiful nectar healing goes down the brain, down the spine, from the neck, down the spine. Different pace, like softening the spinal cord, cleansing the cerebrospinal fluid, helping all the nerves that are coming out of the spine, to have enough room, so there's no sciatic issues, there's no pinching there, there's no problems. Helping all the discs of the spine. And then from there spreading thousands and thousands of miles through the body of nerve, nerve endings like nerves, and reaching all throughout the body. So visualizing the nerves very beautifully healthy, very beautiful, like cell membranes on their coverings. Depends how much knowledge you have of anatomy, but just basically all this beautiful light radiating through the whole nervous system. And then bringing the smile back into the face, smiling into the eyes, smiling into the nose, inside into the mucosal membranes, into the sinuses inside of the face, the forehead, the cheeks, smiling into the mouth, the gums, smiling into the gums, smiling into the ears, the healing light. And then the smile going into the throat, like the neck, and the vocal cords, and then the throat, the thyroid gland, the parathyroid glands. And then the smile keeps going down into the heart, and beautifully smiling into the heart, first into the actual muscle, because the heart is a muscle too, and then into the pipes, the arteries, the veins that come in and out of the heart. Visualizing them healthy, strong, clean. And then from there, spreading through all the arteries, all the veins in the body, also thousands and thousands of miles, reaching every cell in the body, of larger arteries and veins, and then smaller, and then very small capillaries. So from the heart into the head, into the arms, the fingers, down the abdomen, into the legs and the toes. And the blood, the blood within the vessels, shiny, beautiful red blood cells, beautiful white blood cells. All the toxins that are carried in the blood just almost kind of evaporating through the breath, through the skin. Our ancestors, it is said, we carry them in the blood and in the bones, So this practice is a very good also ancestral practice to clear things that are in the family. And then the smile going deep into the lungs. First smiling to the right lung. visualizing this beautiful, clear, healing energy coming into the lung, and then just exhaling any stale energy. To support the lungs is very important. In the first part of the book, there's this journey into deeper breathing. That's a fantastic practice to help the lungs. So I encourage everybody to include that somehow in the preliminaries. It's just basically to take 3 deeper breaths every time, where we squeeze as much as we can. And then smiling into the left lung. The bronchial tree, the lungs just feeling very beautiful, very clean, very relaxed. And then the smile journeying down, now to the right, to the liver, which is in Chinese medicine, the liver is the general, the main filter of the body, in charge of hundreds and hundreds of chemical processes every second, the liver. So smiling to it, appreciating its work. Also the gallbladder, smiling. And then moving into the digestive system, to the stomach, smiling into the stomach. You can actually smile back into the mouth, down the esophagus, smiling, softening the esophagus, any hardness, any inflammation, reducing that, healing that, then smiling into the valve that separates the esophagus from the stomach. And smiling into the stomach, poor stomach, we put there anything, whatever, without any kind of sometimes consideration, that the stomach has to work with it and make an attempt to prepare it so it can be absorbed and digested. So thank you, stomach, for all the work you do, and apologies for all the abuse we put you through. And then the bottom of the stomach, just moving into the small intestine, which is really the seat of all our health and well-being in Chinese medicine, is the small intestine. The liver is the general, but the small intestine is what we call the source of the sea of qi, the source of all energy, where the major absorption of nutrients happens. So smiling to the small intestine, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're just smiling to go through the practice. I don't want to keep you here forever, but when you do this, if you're breaking down the practice into parts or you have any issues, you connect with the organ, you smile to the small intestine, for example, and say, thank you, small intestine. Is there anything you want to tell me? Can I do something for you to be in better health? Physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. And then you just wait for a moment and see. It's very good to do this practice slowly. You don't have to do the whole practice at once, how we're doing now. And pick up 1 or 2 organs and spend time with them, and just connect with them and see how the organs provide information. And usually that information is tough because it's a binding agreement. It's your spleen or your large intestine or your small intestine telling you this is what you have to change. So it's a binding agreement. It's beautiful. And then the small intestine, connecting with the large intestine on the right lower quadrant by the hip there, and then smiling up, almost if you had like a little beautiful faucet of light that is like cleansing the intestine from inside, going up and then crossing towards the left side and descending, and connecting with the anus. And then moving the smile into the kidneys and the mid-back and the adrenals on top of the kidneys. The kidneys also essential because of all the filtering and for all the hormones they produce to regulate blood pressure, along with the adrenals, and so many things happening in the kidneys. And then from the kidneys down, smiling those little 2 pipes into the bladder, and then from the bladder out into the urethra and then out. And then a final smile going into the reproductive system, in women starting with the ovaries, down the fallopian tubes into the uterus, and to the external reproductive organs. And then for men, starting in the testicles and then going up, the tubes that go into the seminal vesicles kept inside, the prostate, and then just the penis going out. So this includes all the organs of the body. So there's this beautiful smile around, there's this beautiful smile on your surface, and then this beautiful smile inside, all the organs vibrating, all the organs beautifully vibrating. And any stale energy, any tension, extra, just let it sink down to the earth. And then you bring the attention to the area behind the navel. And just rest there for a minute. The mind at rest in this profound sense of well-being. Well-being doesn't mean that everything in our life is going perfect, that there's no challenges, that there's no situations. I mean, what kind of life has no challenges? I mean, there's no life that has no challenges. Well-being means that we are connecting with that which makes us feel well, so that we can relate to the other things from that point of view. And the true source of well-being is awareness in the present moment. There's no second true source of well-being. That awareness of our energy, of our own awareness in the present, that's Easter, every moment. That's the resurrection. And if your eyes are closed, you can little by little open them and just look at yourself, look at your physical body, and see how it feels, and maybe it feels very well. And then rub your hands. And there's different ways to do the dry bath. After a practice like this, we tap. So you start tapping on the head and tap on the arms. So the idea is to just make you feel more present. Okay, tap on the chest, and then tap on the back, on the low back, the glutes, the mid back, and gently tap on the abdomen, and then on the legs. And you can tap on the feet, or massage the feet a little bit. Again, collect all this beautiful well-being behind the navel. So this concludes the main part of the practice, and now we conclude with the dedication. So here in page 11, we have practice, so we have generated virtue, and so by the merit of having practiced healing meditation for the benefit of myself and all other beings, may all beings without exception be well and happy. May there be peace in all lands, prosperity in all households, and joy in all hearts, across all time and space. And may all the motivation prayers made for the well-being of beings become our reality. So you started your practice with this beautiful motivation, beautiful connection with yourself, that we expanded to, so all other beings also are well and happy, and then we did alternating astral breathing. Then we did the main practice, and we did the dry bath, the tapping on the channels, and then we conclude with the dedication. And there's a sense of, wow, this is beautiful. Like there's really, this is mentioned here somewhere, but there's really no, I mean, no higher, but certainly is one of, I mean, a very, very, very high form. If you want to honor your family, I mean, which better way that take good care of your body and have a good life, If you want to honor God and show your love to God, which better way than taking good care of your body and living a good life. So this is a very, very precious practice. Wonderful. So